What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Not a Football Show. My name is Tico from the Tico Fantasy Show, and I am here with my pal, Sully Sports. What's going on, Sully?
Yo, what is going on?
Nothing much.
Cool.
I heard you went to that Drake concert last night. You got a little bit of that Drake drip on.
I did. Got the merch on. We saw Sexy Red. Oh my
man.
goodness. Let me say, she is even better in person. She performed Ski, and I swear to God,
She's a friend of the show, man. We love Sexy Red.
Man.
Ski.
Welcome on anytime.
Okay, well, today's episode, we are going to be going through all of the games for this weekend, and we're also going to be talking about the Thursday night game. We're going to talk about each one for 2 minutes, so we should probably get right on into that because we got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
So producer Kev is going to give us 2 minutes for each game, and he is going to tell us when to begin.
You are ready to begin.
Producer Kev told us to begin. We shall begin. The first game we're going to talk about is Lions-Packers from Thursday night. This was a bad, good Thursday night game. I mean, it wasn't great. I wasn't a fan of watching it, but still, Lions came out on top.
You weren't a fan of watching it because you don't have David Montgomery.
I
Career
don't.
high in carries. He's making Jahmyr Gibbs basically just look like a glorified Jalen Warren that you drafted in, the third round?
Yeah. Oh, man. Jahmyr Gibbs. It's just, Jahmyr Gibbs owners are going through it.
Is it going to get better? Because you look at it, they're winning games with David Montgomery. They're 3-1. I mean, they don't have any reason to give Jahmyr the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Is it going to get better?
I think it will. You know, Jahmyr Gibbs is such an elite talent. He's averaging 4.6 yards per carry, and I highly doubt that he doesn't ever get involved in this offense more. There's no way every week David Montgomery's going to get 32 carries. That's just not possible. It's not sustainable. He is going to get hurt again, especially he's just coming off an injury and they gave him 32 carries. That's just crazy.
Definitely. On the other side of the ball, though, Jordan Love really kind of saved his fantasy day. So a lot of people streamed him, I think, against Detroit. He didn't look too good, but he had, a rushing touchdown and, touchdown to Christian Watson, so he saved his fantasy day with that.
I'm a little pissed, I'm not going to lie, because people are giving Jordan Love a lot of shit for this game, and I don't think they should. I really don't think they should. I don't think this loss was really... I don't want to say it's not his fault, because it's everybody's fault when you lose a game. But I don't think it was much Jordan Love's fault as much as it was the defense's fault, the offensive line's fault, and just a couple other players being hurt, and yeah, I don't really think Jordan Love's the one to blame for this loss.
Yeah, I mean, David Bakhtiari going on IR is really going to hurt for them.
Yeah.
Elton Jenkins didn't play either still.
And we saw that. That was on clear display. We definitely saw that.
Yeah, he was flat on his back basically every play.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones was disappointing too. You're happy with Amonra, though.
Yeah, that's it.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
Next.
The next game we are going to be talking about is the 9:30 London game, Falcons versus the Jags.
Set those alarms, 9:30 sharp, Toy Story edition.
Oh, I'm watching it,
gosh.
man, in Andy's room.
Andy's room. I can't wait to see Kyle Pitts catch 3 balls in Andy's room.
And a touchdown.
And a touchdown in London.
Kyle Pitts catches them touchdowns in London. That's the only place he does it, though.
It's the only place. London Pitts falling down into the end zone.
Yeah. Do we have some London and London action?
We do have London and London. Oh, he's not going to do anything.
No, probably not. You should probably drop him.
Jacksonville, 3-point favorites, over under 43.5. I got Atlanta winning this. I keep picking Atlanta to win.
I got the opposite. I got the Jags.
I know. I keep picking Atlanta to win, and they haven't been too bad to me so far. Bijan's looking for a bounce-back game. T-Law's looking to turn it around. Ridley's looking to do anything. So, there's a lot of storylines really going into this game.
I think this is a bounce-back game for Ridley. I know a lot of people are counting him out because that Falcons defense is pretty darn good. But I really like Calvin Ridley. I think this is a bounce-back week for him. And
this is a revenge game.
Yeah, this is a revenge game. Everybody's
revenge
forgetting about that. This is Calvin Ridley has to go off in this game. There's no question about it. I'm sorry.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's good.
Yeah,
he just hasn't done anything the past 2 weeks. It's been really weird. But Bijan looked human last week. I think he has a good game against the Jags defense. Jags defense isn't bad, but I think he has a good game.
What about Travis Etienne on the other side of the ball against that Falcons defense?
I mean, you're starting him.
You're starting him, but I think it's going to be a bit of a not a home run game.
No, I mean, but yeah, we're
going to have a Tank Bigsby vulture touchdown.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's not going to be I'm expecting a 10, 11, 12-point game out of Travis Etienne.
I'll give him 14.
Yeah.
14.
I think it's going to be a big day for Calvin Ridley, though. I think it's going to be 100 yards, a touchdown, and it's the revenge game. I don't see how Calvin Ridley doesn't go off.
I mean, you're still starting Evan Ingram.
Yeah, Christian
Kirk. Yeah.
Zay Jones isn't playing, which is good news for Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk. Not Zay Jones, though.
All right, next.
The next game we are going to be talking about is the Ravens-Browns. This is a, kind of a defensive battle. I think this is going to be a bit of a low-scoring game.
Yeah, Cleveland, 3-point favorites, over under 40.5. Cleveland's only allowed 1 touchdown on the season, so if you're starting any Ravens players, I would temper your expectations because that defense is pretty nasty. Yeah. They're getting Justice Hill back.
They are.
And Gus Edwards.
It's not 100% they're going to get Justice Hill back. He's still questionable going into today. But, there is a good chance they're going to get him back, and Gus Edwards should be there as well. I believe he practiced all week. I don't think he's on the injury report. And, yeah.
Yeah, but the point is, don't start either of these guys.
Or Melvin Gordon.
Don't start either
got
of
some
them.
carries last week, but don't start any of these guys.
The only guys I want to start, I don't even want to start Zay Flowers this week, man. I'm going to be honest.
No, not really.
I want to start
a desperate flex play.
Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson.
That's it.
And I'm not even happy about that, to be honest.
The only reason Zay Flowers could be a somewhat of a good start is because you're not going to have Rashad Bateman or OBJ in this game.
Yeah, just from a sheer volume standpoint, he could, if you're in a PPR league, then
For sure.
Flowers.
It might just mean Nelson Aguilar to the moon, but
don't say that.
we'll probably get a Nelson Aguilar touchdown. I bet you the odds are higher than of it happening than not happening.
Jesus. On the other side of the ball, Deshaun Watson coming off a good game, but against a good defense, I don't think he has a good game.
He'll put up the It's not pretty how he does it, but he will put up the fantasy points. That he will do.
And you're starting Jerome Ford. You think maybe we see a little bit more Kareem Hunt this week?
I actually don't think we're going to see a little bit more Kareem Hunt this week. He's dealing with a groin injury, and he's a little banged up from last week. So I would say we're going to see just as much as we saw last week. Probably a little bit more Pierre Strong as well.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a Jerome Ford day. I mean, this Ravens defense allowed Zach Moss to go for, I believe, 130 last week. And we could see the same exact thing from Jerome Ford. I think he's a much better running back than Zach Moss. And, Jerome Ford, it could be a good day for him.
Yeah.
Next.
The next game we are going to be talking about is the Bengals-Titans. I got the Bengals winning this. Did we say we didn't say who we got winning in Ravens?
I got the Browns winning.
I got the Browns winning as well.
All right. For this one, I'll take Tennessee. I'll take Tennessee. I mean, Joe Burrow just doesn't look good, man. It's that calf.
He's off the injury report.
I don't care.
They took him off the injury report.
I don't care if he's off of it.
He's not on the injury report at all. No, they're not saying anything about that, and apparently it's good.
I mean, you could tell last week the calf bothered him, and it just hasn't been much time since then.
That's
so
true.
I mean, Bengals are 2.5-point favorites, so it's not like they're giant favorites.
What's the over/under in this game?
40.5. It's not. It's not
very high.
It's not going to be a very high scoring game. I think Derrick Henry has a good game. I guess against Cincy
this
defense.
is a Derrick Henry bounce back game. He was talking about how last week he was very, very upset with his performance, and I think he's going to use that, and this is going to be a good week for him.
Yeah.
Better week at least.
I would temper your expectations on Joe Mixon.
For
run defense is really good in Tennessee. D-Hop, are you starting
I'm not starting
him?
D-Hop, no.
I mean, it just hasn't been pretty at all season.
I mean, you could as a flex play with no Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks is going to be out of this game, so you're not going to have him. So maybe a couple more targets for D-Hop, but I'm not crazy about it. Not crazy about starting him.
Yeah, and even though I don't think Joe Burrow is going to be all that great this game, the receivers are good options against the Titans defense. Titans pass defense isn't anything that crazy.
This is where I disagree with you. I actually think Joe. Well, not with the receivers. I think the receivers are going to have a good game, and I think the Bengals as the whole passing offense is going to have a good game. The Titans have been very easy to pass on. We saw that last week with Deshaun Watson, and I think this is a good week for that Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd.
Maybe a get right game.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling it.
I don't know. I just haven't seen anything to make me want to pick the Bengals. They don't look like the team.
That's why this is the get right game.
It could be, but I'm until I see it, I'm not picking the Bengals.
I get it, but I'm taking the. So you got the Titans, I got the Bengals. That's another one we're going against each other.
Let's go Titans.
Next.
The next game we're going to be talking about is the Poop Bowl, the Toilet Bowl, the Caleb Williams sweepstakes, the Broncos versus the Bears.
Denver, 3.5-point favorites, over under 46 points. I got Denver winning this.
I got them Denver winning too.
Yeah, and even though this looks like a terrible game, this is a great game for fantasy points.
Yeah.
Both of these defenses are trash. I mean, Russell Wilson is a great start to me this week.
Great?
I think
great?
I would start
I'd say
Russell Wilson
good,
over
maybe
a
not
lot
great.
of. I would start Russell Wilson over a lot of players this week. I mean, Russell Wilson or Brock Purdy.
Not crazy to say that.
Russell Wilson or Brock Purdy.
Oh, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson or Justin Fields on the other side.
Justin Fields, that Broncos defense. I think this is a big rushing day. I think the Broncos win, But I also think Justin Fields has a good day for fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to give him a chance. I mean, is this the last chance you're giving him? If he sucks this game, is it completely over?
If he sucks this game, you might as well. I'm not going to say drop him, but maybe you should try and trade him. Or
someone dropped him.
Something.
Someone dropped him in one of my leagues.
I'm not shocked by it. I'm not the guy who's ready to drop him yet. I mean, you probably drafted him in the first 5 rounds, and I'm not that guy. But if you want to, do what you got to do.
I mean, you look at it last year; it's basically the same thing that happened. He sucked in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and then he turned up in
around.
the end. I mean, it's very likely, or not very likely, but it's possible that happens again. That same exact thing.
Yep. Cortland Sutton, startable.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you look at these Denver receivers, and really any of them are startable against Chicago.
Yeah, they're all like flex plays,
Yeah.
wide receiver 2s, low end wide receiver 2s.
How's Jerry Jeudy? Is he injured?
Jerry Jeudy, I believe he came off the injury report. I believe he's okay, good to go. But Cortland Sutton dominated the target share last week, and Jerry Jeudy is still dealing with something. We saw that last week, and Marvin Mims is getting involved, and it's a little bit of a couple guys going around there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a long Marvin Mims touchdown this week.
I would not be shocked at all.
Yeah, this is going to be, if Marvin Mims is still somehow available on your waivers, this is going to be your last week to get him because I think he has a really good game against Chicago.
Yeah, I think this is a good week for all the Bears running backs as well, or both of them, Roshan Johnson and Khalil Herbert.
Next.
Oh, yeah, and their best running back, Justin Fields.
Yes, Justin Fields. Big day. The next game we are going to be talking about is the Rams-Colts.
And we're getting AR back, right?
Yeah, we are getting AR back. A lot of running.
That's probably why the Colts are 1-point favorites.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know. I didn't really think. I still don't think
the
they should
Rams
be
winning.
favorites. I got Rams winning too.
Yeah.
Over under 46. I don't know why the Colts are favorites. Even with AR, I mean, he's definitely better than.
I mean,
Gardner,
listen, the Colts are coming off a big win against
Yeah.
the Ravens. I mean, I don't know if that's really Anthony Richardson's gonna help him anymore, but Gardner Minshew did a good job of running that offense last week.
He did, but the Rams have just been good.
Yeah,
this
I
year.
think the
It's
Rams. I
weird.
think the Rams got this. I really like what I saw from Matthew Stafford, and it was a little bad last night on Monday, but whatever. I still think the Rams are winning.
Is Zach Moss just better than we thought he was?
Yes.
So Zach Moss is good at football,
Yeah.
so he's an every week start with Jonathan Taylor.
I wasn't expecting it, but I'll take it.
I mean, you just didn't see any of that in Buffalo.
No,
at all.
you did
he
not.
looked terrible in Buffalo. Rams are a competent football team this year, so it should be a fun matchup.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Is Puka or Atwell? Because
Puka.
really?
Puka.
Because Atwell's, I feel like he's been more consistent all 3 of the weeks.
Puka.
I mean, yeah, but
Puka.
I mean, yeah, but
just because of the upside. Atwell's great, been consistent, really good, but still, Puka has been getting. There's games where he's getting 15 targets. Like, if you have that upside, you got to take it, especially against this Colts defense that isn't very good.
The upside is for Tutu is 2 touchdowns last week.
That's true, but Puka's Puka. I want the guy with the targets. I know targets are guaranteed, touchdowns are not.
But Tutu's getting almost just as many targets, man.
Yeah, well, that's one game. That's one game out of the 3.
I mean, I think he's had almost double-digit targets all the games.
Yeah, but he's not Puka.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Put it on the board, man.
I'm just trying to make a case. Tutu is a great start, and
He is.
He looked like a monster with the cup out, almost just as good as Puka.
Yeah.
Puka's
Well, you
just
got one more. You got one more week of Tutu and Puka, and
Yeah.
then it's going to be a bit of a question mark on whether you should start him or not.
Yeah,
Next.
Puka's just a target merchant.
Yeah. Next game we're going to be talking about is the Dolphins-Bills. No question about it. Dolphins are winning this game. I don't even think we need to discuss it.
No, the Dolphins are blowing them out this
Yeah,
year.
dude. The Bills are frauds.
Bills are favorites, 3 points.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That pisses me off. That is ridiculous. You're going to make the Bills 3-point favorites in a game? We're coming off a 70-point game. What's wrong with you? Why? It's ridiculous.
It is the highest over/under on the week, though. 53.5.
It won't. I think you'll hit the under.
Probably. I mean, it's a
I think
divisional
these are
game.
two good defenses. I think these are two good defenses. I think the Dolphins' offense is going to get the better of the Bills' offense, and I got the Dolphins winning this game by a long shot.
Well, I mean, both of these defenses are a little banged up. Jalen Phillips is going to be out for Miami, and Jordan Poyer is going to be out for the Bills. So we are going to get DeMar Hamlin action.
Oh, DeMar Hamlin.
Maybe. I mean, he is active, but it doesn't mean he's going to see the field.
Probably will.
Are you starting Devon Achane against this defense?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle's back.
Jalen Waddle's
Jalen
back.
Waddle's back.
Fastest offense in the league.
Fastest offense in the league, 70 points without that guy. You know,
Yeah.
he looks to turn it up with him.
It's going to be fun.
James Cook to me is a great.
Yeah.
I mean, you're starting him every week, but he's a great play this week.
If I know anything about running backs who play the Dolphins, they usually go off.
Yeah. You got anything else? Gabe Davis, good start. Stephon Diggs, obviously.
If you got anybody in this game, I'm starting them. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a crazy, 40-40 type of game, like where we're putting up over 80 points in this game, but I still think it's going to be good, not terrible. And these defenses are better than people give them credit for. That Dolphins defense is very good. They were very good last week. I don't believe they had Jalen Phillips last week either. And the Broncos defense has been holding teams to not very many points either. It's two good defenses.
I think they did have Jalen Phillips. I'm not sure. But Raheem Mostert, also a great start.
Yeah.
You remember last year in the playoffs, they almost won that game strictly on the back of Raheem Mostert.
Facts.
So, he's always
both running backs are good starts.
Next.
Okay, the next game we are going to be talking about is the Vikings-Panthers.
Vikings, Adam Thielen revenge game. Vikings 4.5-point favorites, over under 46.5, and I got the Vikings winning this
I got the Vikings winning too.
I mean, you look on both sides of the ball, there's still a lot of opportunity for fantasy points to be scored here.
Is there though? As long as Bryce Young's playing, I don't really know if there's that big of a, there's going to be that many fantasy points.
I mean, he's got to show us some.
If he can't take advantage of this Vikings defense, I mean, something's wrong. The Panthers got to reconsider the decision they made. I mean, they're over there really, they're in a bad place if Bryce Young can't have a good game against the Vikings.
Speaking of fantasy points being scored for them, you really got to monitor the Miles Sanders situation.
Yeah.
Chuba Hubbard definitely has a chance to be the starting running back in this game. It's a groin injury for Miles Sanders, which is what kept him out, I think, in the preseason and stuff. And Chuba Hubbard hasn't been bad when he does play. No,
Chuba Hubbard's good, man. They don't ever give him a chance.
Nah, man. I mean, they don't need to. Miles Sanders, man.
But I think there's a better shot than not if Miles Sanders plays.
All right. Cam Akers probably going to make his debut. You are not starting him.
Ooh, Cam Akers debut!
Cam Akers, yippee! You're not starting Cam Akers, man. I mean,
no,
you're not.
Alexander Madison's probably going to not have a great day either because of Cam Akers. I think Cam Akers is going to be, not crazy involved, but 7 carries involved, 6-7 carries involved, and that's going to be just enough to ruin Alexander Madison's day.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. We talked about Adam Thielen a little earlier, but to me, he's just a weekly flex at this point.
Yeah.
He has been, I mean, even with Bryce, the last game that he played with him, he had a good game too. So, I mean, he looks like to be the guy.
Yeah, the big thing with Adam Thielen is in the beginning of the year, they were really just using him all around the place. Now he's kind of settled in the slot, and that is really good for him. He's an older guy, and the slot's a good place for him. It's going to extend his career and keep him around.
I think DJ Chark is also injured right now. Also, do you think Kirk Cousins can sustain this production?
Yes.
Cool.
Next.
As long as he's playing crappy defenses like the Panthers. The next game we're going to be talking about is the Steelers-Texans. This should be a low-scoring game, I think.
Yeah, over under 42.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, higher than a few games, to be honest.
That's crazy.
But Steelers 2.5-point favorites. This is just the game you got to see something from Stroud. You got to see if he could take advantage of not advantage, but if he could do anything against a really good defense.
This is a good defense, a really good defense, one of the best in the league. And if C.J. Stroud has a good day against them, C.J. Stroud is legit. You can't doubt it anymore.
Yeah, he should have been the pick over the guy we just talked about, Bryce Young.
Yeah.
So far through these weeks, he's looked a lot better.
A lot.
And on the other side of that ball, if Najee can't get it going against the Texans,
he's not though.
If he can't,
he's not gonna get it going.
We talked about last week. If he can't get it going last week, it's gonna be over. And he had a decent game. He wasn't too bad. I think he had his best game.
I think it was only because of one long run.
Yeah.
Besides that, it's hard to watch Najee run. He looks like, I saw this meme. It looks like he's running with jeans on. It doesn't look right. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I think he put on a lot of extra weight this offseason. He said that he wanted to bulk up, and I think that he might have bulked up a little too much.
Got some Eddie Lacy action.
Yeah, man. I mean, I would love to know what his yards per carry is right now. It can't be very high.
No, I don't think it is. But this Texans defense is really bad.
Yeah.
So I think he probably falls into the end zone somehow this week. But if he can't be efficient, it's going to be Jaylen Warren's season.
Yeah, dude. Jaylen Warren could easily take one to the house in this game. I mean, the Texans defense is not very good.
No, they aren't. And the Texans offense going to be without Laramie Tunsil. I think TJ Watt gets about 3 sacks this game against that offensive line. It's going to be pretty ugly. Damian Pierce is bad.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not good.
It's not. Listen.
Oh, it's the line. It's the line.
Offensive line. Listen, Damian Pierce is not a fantastic running back, but he's not bad. That offensive line is bad.
Next.
You want to give an extra 2 minutes to this game?
Not 2 minutes. Like 10 seconds. Start
Okay.
Tank Dell. Start Nico Collins.
Yeah.
Start George Pickens. There you go.
What about Robert Woods?
No.
Okay. Next game we are going to be talking about is the Bucks Saints. Oh yes, a Mike Evans Marshawn Lattimore fight. Oh yeah.
Lowest over under on the week, 40 points.
Wow.
Yeah, 3.5-point favorites for the Saints. I got the Bucks winning.
I got the Bucks winning too.
And for last game, I got the Steelers winning.
I got the Texans upset.
Ooh, cool. So Jameis revenge game, maybe?
No. Oh well, yeah. Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Well, Jameis is going to be playing, but he's not going to get his revenge. The Saints are not winning this game.
Okay, whatever you say, man.
You have the same. I mean,
no. I have the Bucks
Yeah.
winning. I have the Bucks winning. I'm playing. Like we said, Mike Evans versus Marshawn Lattimore. We see this 2 times a year, and it's always a show.
I'm willing to bench Mike Evans this week. Like Mike Evans has never had a good game against Marshawn Lattimore. Never.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not.
I think there's only been like one. Most of the times he plays Marshawn Lattimore, it's a bad week.
Because he doesn't finish the game because he's getting ejected.
No, he gets
from
ejected,
fighting
or
Marshawn
he's
Lattimore.
fighting, or they're holding each other the whole time, committing penalties. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. Grow up.
Those guys hate each other, man.
Dude, you're like 30 years old, man. Grow up.
Grown-ass man.
Jesus.
Alvin Kamara's back?
Yeah, Alvin Kamara, first game back from suspension. And speaking of suspension, you want to talk about Jameson Williams for a second?
I mean, we're not on the Lions.
Yeah.
I mean...
It doesn't matter.
We'll get it to afterwards.
Yeah, we'll talk about it at the end or something, maybe.
Do you think Alvin Kamara comes in and is instantly instantly carrying everything for that backfield?
I don't think he's carrying everything. The big thing this team said they were going to do this offseason was that they were going to be using Alvin Kamara differently than they've used him before. More like how they used him when he was a rookie. That was the whole reason they got Jamal Williams. They wanted it to be like Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara when he was a rookie. They want him to be catching a lot more passes. They want him to be getting less carries. They want to be using him more in that like receiver type of role.
Yeah, I mean, and with Jamal Williams out, Kendre Miller fits that mold.
Yeah, Kendre Miller. Kendre Miller should slip in there. I still think Alvin Kamara's going to see double-digit carries. I think he's going to see quite a few targets. I think Jameis Winston's going to want to get rid of that thing.
And with Mike Evans getting the matchup with Marshawn Lattimore, Chris Godwin needs to turn it around this game.
Chris Godwin's not going to turn it around this game. Okay, the next game we're talking about is the Commanders-Eagles.
Commanders-Eagles.
Oh, man. This is going to be a bad game.
Eagles 9-point favorites, 42.5.
Is that the biggest spread of the week?
No, it's not.
Oh.
This seems like one of the games that is going to end up being close for no reason at all to me.
Yeah, I would be shocked, actually. You know, the Commanders, I'm sorry, the Commanders are frauds. Eric Bieniemy can't figure this thing out. This is not a good team. Sam Howell's not a good quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, they're not good, but Jalen Hurts hasn't looked that great.
No, he hasn't. But he was sick last week. He had the flu.
Yes, he had the flu. Sweat it out, man. We got the Eagles winning this game, obviously. Yeah. But it's probably going to be another big DeAndre Swift game. It's just Jalen Hurts hasn't done anything to me besides get pushed into the end zone. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 3 tush pushes, man. Man,
people really hating on that tush push, and I'm hating on it too. I don't like the tush push. I ain't gonna lie.
It's just too OP, man.
It is. Like, it's kind of, it takes away something from the game, you know? When you know it's gonna hit every single time, it takes something away.
And I definitely don't blame them at all for doing it.
If it's legal, do it. If it works, you have to do it.
It just sucks. You know, if you have one of the Eagles running backs, you just know you're never getting one of those goal line touchdowns. But if you have Jalen Hurts, you're a happy little man.
Yeah.
The guy's got strong legs.
You're starting Devonta Smith. You're starting A.J. Brown. On the other side of the ball, you're starting Terry McLaurin. You're starting Jahan Dotson.
I don't want to. I'd start Brian Robinson.
Yeah, it's even that.
I mean, if you have Terry McLaurin, you're not really likely in a situation where you have a better receiver to start.
It's true.
And if it ends up being a blowout like the projections say, Terry McLaurin's probably going to have good game script. So,
yeah.
I mean...
Catch a couple deep passes.
Yeah,
He'll catch 4 deep passes, and it'll be a good day.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Eagles are going to win this game, though.
Next.
Okay, next game we are talking about is the Raiders-Chargers.
Raiders!
You got the Raiders winning?
No.
Oh.
Chargers 4.5
Hold up, baby.
Chargers 4.5 point favorites. Over under 48.5. Another game. Fantasy points galore.
Yeah.
A lot of fantasy points in this game.
Should.
You have the Chargers winning?
I do have the Chargers winning this game. And Brandon Staley, listen up, my guy. If you're listening, which I know you're not, you need to win this game. Because your job, you should have lost your job last week. I hate to tell you. You got lucky to win that game. If you don't win this game by a good amount, you got some problems, buddy. You're on the hot seat.
Yeah, I mean, They might not win this game.
They might not, dude. They don't have a great history against the Raiders.
This is going to be a close game, especially if Jimmy G's good to go. I believe he should be.
It's a game time decision. He still has to clear concussion protocol, but he did practice almost all week, so it's going to be close.
Okay, and this is one of the games where I expect Josh Jacobs to get it going.
Come on, Josh. If this ain't the game where he gets something going, it's a problem.
And on the other side of the ball, for the Chargers, we're going to be seeing how that wide receiver room shakes up with Mike Williams out. I think week 1 without him,
we're going to see a lot of Josh Palmer. Yeah.
It's not going to be Quentin Johnston just yet, but Quentin Johnston's probably going to be worked into that offense.
We're going to see the biggest snap percentage Quentin Johnston has seen this year is only 27%. So we're definitely going to see at least 50%, and we're going to see at least a double of what we've been seeing.
Yeah, I mean, at least.
At least. There's a high possibility he's on the field a lot more than that.
Yeah, I mean, he is Mike Williams.
He is. That's what he's supposed to be.
He is Mike Williams.
He's a first-round wide receiver. He should be involved.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they drafted him to do, and Mike Williams is out. So, but are you starting Josh Palmer or are you starting Quentin Johnston?
It's a good matchup.
It's a good
matchup. If you really need to, if you're like in a position where you got to throw a random flex out there, I don't mind throwing Quentin Johnston or Josh Palmer.
Terry McLaurin or Josh Palmer?
Josh Palmer.
Cool.
Josh Palmer. I'm betting on Justin Herbert all the way. Next game we're going to talk about is the Cardinals 49ers.
This is the highest spread.
What?
This is the biggest spread. 14 points.
13?
14 points.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, over under 43.
I can do my Cardinals like that, man. They're coming off a big win.
I'm going to be honest. I think the Cardinals cover that. They found a way to be in every single game. Jonathan Gannon might be a good coach.
He might be.
They did blow that lead against the Giants, but they should. I don't even think they were going to have that lead to begin with.
I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know what they're cooking because do you want the first overall pick or do you not want the first overall pick? Do you want Kyler Murray to come back? Do you not want Kyler Murray to come back? What's happening here?
They don't look like a first overall pick team.
No, they don't. They don't. They've been in every single game, and they've looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think what they do is they get Kyler Murray back, and they run the season with him, because they should have him back as soon as possible.
Agreed.
Because he can really help this team win games. Because they're doing it with Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs is running on teams. He had, 54 rushing yards last week or something like that? Kyler Murray is a great quarterback. I don't like the slander. I hear a lot of Kyler Murray slander talking about, he's not good. This guy's nasty.
He's a great quarterback. The problem is that he's like a little small man who's coming off a big ACL injury.
Yeah, and he's a big-time gamer.
Yeah. Double XP weekend.
Yes, sir. We probably won't see Debo this game, right?
No, I don't think so.
No, and
he did not practice Thursday or Friday. There's a high possibility we don't see him, but we should see Brandon Ayuk.
Sure, cool.
And if Brandon Ayuk plays, big Brandon Ayuk day.
I think it's going to be another big George Kittle day.
Agreed.
I think last year George Kittle had a huge game against the Cardinals in the fantasy playoffs.
Play him twice a year.
I think late last season he had a monster game.
Oh, you know what? I do remember that because I lost because of that game.
Who were they starting at quarterback? The Cardinals had a terrible quarterback that week.
I believe it was the old dude, the old guy.
It was somebody.
It wasn't. I want to say Clayton Tune, but Clayton Tune's a rookie. That's not his name. I can't think of his name. I want to think of his name.
All right, what do you think about that? Pats Cowboys next game. Dallas 6-point favorites, over under 43.5.
Cowboys.
I got the Pats one in this one.
What?
I got the Pats. I mean, you think about it. Cowboys just lost to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
The Patriots have a great defense.
Great.
I would say great. I mean, not necessarily personnel-wise, but scheme-wise, Belichick always has a great defense, always shuts down the top guys for the other team. And Dak Prescott loves throwing picks.
He does. Christian Gonzalez is going to catch at least one.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty low-scoring game, and I think in a low-scoring matchup, I want the Pats.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys. I think this is a bounce-back week for them. That was embarrassing what happened last week. The whole team was embarrassed. Everybody was pissed off. That was a bad loss. Really bad.
Yeah, it was, and it might dwell on them. It might carry it into next week.
I still have faith. Listen, before that week, we were talking about the Cowboys as being one of the best teams in the league. I think they get back on track. I understand the Patriots are good or whatever, but Mac Jones will eventually choke, and I think the Cowboys win this one.
Listen, all I'm saying is if you guys do any bets, a Dak interception is a lock. Dak interception, put it on the board.
I think a Christian Gonzalez interception as well could be.
Maybe.
Mac Jones will probably throw one as well.
Probably. And I got a question for you. How big of an issue is Zeke for Ramondre?
Big. Big,
think
really
so?
big. I mean, last week 16 carries for Zeke, and he was a lot more efficient with them than Ramondre was with his, and it's scary. This is a full-on committee. If this, it's right now it's 50-50, I think 50% Ramondre, 50% Zeke, but it's moving in a direction where it could be more Zeke than Ramondre, and if that happens, oh boy, it's gonna be a problem.
Especially this week in a revenge game.
Yeah, this could be a big week for Zeke just because of the revenge.
We got a lot of revenge games this week, man.
It's the revenge week.
I expect Tony Pollard to keep touching the ball a lot.
You're still starting CeeDee Lamb. Lower your expectations. It's probably not going to be a great day, but you're still starting him nonetheless. Next game we are going to be talking about is the Chiefs-Jets. Taylor Swift's going to be in attendance.
Yes. I love you, Taylor.
Dude, I got her on my sleeper team.
Yes. Chiefs 8.5-point favorites. I think it should be more, but
yeah.
41.5 over under. I got the Chiefs winning.
Yeah, we're gonna see. This could be very similar to last week with Chiefs versus the Bears. The Jets are not good just because of Zach Wilson. It's a great team. Everything is great. Good receivers, good running backs. The O-line's decent. Defense is great. Everything is good about this team besides Zach Wilson.
Robert Saleh, if he doesn't get another quarterback and he keeps sticking with Zach Wilson, he needs to lose his job. He is costing them games. This is a great roster, and like you said, the only problem is Zach Wilson. They could have so many quarterbacks that are out there right now that you could just trade like a 7th-round pick for.
The problem is, okay, with trading for a quarterback, the issue is they don't have the money. They don't have the money. Aaron Rodgers is screwing them with the money. But you could pick somebody up, man. You got Carson Wentz out there. You got some other guys out there. I mean, there's a lot of better options than Zach Wilson. I think Colin Kaepernick at this point would be a better option than Zach Wilson.
I mean, is money even a problem for trading for a third-string quarterback?
Money's a problem for every quarterback.
Really?
Quarterbacks get paid a lot of money, and Aaron Rodgers tied up a lot of the Jets' money.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I mean, I knew he tied up a lot of their money,
Aaron Rodgers,
obviously.
they kind of went all in on Aaron Rodgers, and the fact that he's not playing right now is really screwing them.
Honestly, I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers on crutches out there than
dude,
Zach
put him out there in
Wilson.
a wheelchair, bro. Throw him in the shotgun in the wheelchair.
It's probably better. How much Taylor Swift footage are we getting?
Oh, everything after halftime is going to be Taylor Swift because this game is going to be a blowout.
More Taylor Swift highlights than Jets highlights?
We're going to see her banging on the window again.
You're probably starting Garrett Wilson. It's super scary, though.
Yeah.
Last week, Clyde and Pacheco had same numbers of carries. Was that a product of a blowout, or you think that's a trend?
That's a product of a blowout, but this is a game where it could be another blowout, so we could see that same exact thing again.
All right.
Starting Breece Hall.
Yeah, start him.
The next game we are going to be talking about, and the last game we're actually going to be talking about, is the Seahawks-Giants.
This is honestly a game I don't have much to talk about. I mean, it's just a game.
Yeah, it is just a game. It's not going to be great. I mean, the Seahawks offense has been it hasn't been bad. I'm not going to say it's been bad, but it hasn't been fantastic. And I want to see some Jackson Smith and Jigba, man. I just want to see some catches. I want to see some more targets. Like, please, just one game.
You want to see more snaps, too. His snaps are going down every week.
He's not out there. I don't get it.
Yeah, Seattle 2-point favorites, over under 47. I got Seattle winning.
Yeah.
The Giants have yet to do really much, not against the Cardinals. So, is Saquon playing?
Saquon is going to be a game-time decision, and I don't think he's playing. I would say the odds right now are 25% that he's going to play, maybe less.
Yeah, I mean, it's so brutal that this is a decision that's going to be happening on the Monday game.
Yeah.
Hate to see it.
They're also going to be officially no Andrew Thomas in this game, so the O-line is decimated. It's already terrible enough as it is, and with no Andrew Thomas, it just gets even worse.
Gross.
Yeah, I don't think I'm starting anybody on the Giants besides Darren Waller. I don't think Saquon plays, so I'm not starting Saquon, obviously.
You're starting Breida?
If you have Saquon, yes. I'm waiting till Monday, and I'll throw Breida out there if I have no Saquon.
Would you start Breida or on the other side, Zach Charbonnet?
Oh, man. I really love what I saw from Zach Charbonnet last week, and I think that the Seahawks are going to get up big in this game early. So, I don't know. We might see a lot of Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. That's a hard question.
Yeah, I think Kenneth Walker gets into the end zone again.
Oh, for sure.
That guy,
no doubt about it. He has a nose for that end zone.
That guy loves that painted area, man.
Yeah. He loves it.
He loves it. Whether he looks efficient or not, he's getting in the end zone.
He's a good running back, though. I love the way that guy moves.
Loving it.
That's a wrap.
All right.
Okay, we talked about all the games, and I want to talk about for 1 minute what happened with the suspension, the gambling thing. So, Jamison Williams is no longer suspended. The Lions are going to get Jamison Williams back because the NFL decided out of nowhere to team up with the NFLPA and change the gambling suspension rules. They lessened the punishment for gambling on games outside of the NFL and heightened the punishment for gambling on NFL games. So we're going to get J-Mo back.
Yeah, but I understand like what they did with the rules or whatever, but why did it reduce his suspension?
Because Jamison Williams did not bet on an NFL game. He bet on something outside of the NFL, but he did it in an NFL.
Okay.
Like
in an
place.
NFL facility.
Yeah, facility.
Okay.
That was the issue. But now that's not that big of a deal anymore. They're not allowed to bet on games in the NFL facilities, but it's not as big of a punishment.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense now.
And that Lions offense getting Jamison Williams back is going to be, that should be a great offense now. It's already great enough as it is, but with him,
he is a good player. And right before we get out of here, you want to? What's your game of the week?
My game of the week is probably, I always like watching Bucs Saints. It's always a fun one. But I know it sounds crazy. I know this is going to sound really stupid. But my game of the week is the Broncos Bears. I'm actually excited for the Toilet Bowl because both of these teams have so much to lose if they lose. If the Bears lose, oh God, all hell breaks loose. If the Broncos lose, Sean Payton looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my game. I know it's not going to be pretty, but that is my game of the week. I think it's going to be exciting to watch.
My game of the week is going to be the London game, the Toy Story edition, Atlanta Jags.
I'm excited to see. Dude, when I see little Calvin Ridley running around in Andy's room, it's going to be pretty wild.
It's going to be wild. And your stinker of the week, my stinker of the week, Ravens-Browns.
Yeah, that's probably a good stinker.
Good defenses, not underperforming offenses.
No, but offenses that can underperform.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially missing a lot of players and Deshaun Watson being Deshaun Watson. Last week throwing passes backwards. So, yeah, I'm not crazy about that game. But I think that's all we got for today's show.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Okay, thank you guys so much for listening to the Not a Football Show. My name is Tico from the Tico Fantasy Show. This is Sully from Sully Sports. Any last comments, Sully? Bye! He said bye. Have a wonderful day, people, and yeah, have a wonderful day.